As the first rays of sunlight touched the calm waters of Manila Bay, a sense of anticipation swept across the city. The gentle glow of dawn seemed to promise something extraordinary, and excitement filled the air as the city slowly awakened by the bay. News cameras rolled and reporters gathered along the waterfront, their voices hushed in anticipation. Microphones were checked, lenses focused, and every eye was fixed on the horizon, waiting for the moment that would soon unfold. The sky was painted, in brilliant shades of gold and pink, casting a hopeful light across the city's skyline. The buildings of Manila seemed to glow with a new energy, as if the entire city was holding its breath for what was to come. It was not just another morning in the Philippines, it was history in the making. People from all walks of life gathered in the early hours, drawn together by a shared sense of pride and curiosity. Children waved flags along the seawall, their eyes wide with wonder and excitement. For many, it was their first time witnessing such a significant event, and their laughter and cheers added to the festive atmosphere. Even the fishermen, who usually started their days before sunrise, paused their morning routines to watch. They stood quietly on their boats or along the shore, sensing that this was a moment they would remember for years to come. Busy commuters, on their way to work, stopped in their tracks, drawn to the promise on the horizon. For a brief moment, the usual rush of the city slowed as everyone turned their attention to the bay. The air was alive with rumors and news flashes about what was coming. People checked their phones for updates, shared animated conversations, and speculated about the significance of the day's events. Suddenly, the deep, resonant horns of two ships echoed across the bay, cutting through the morning stillness and sending a ripple of excitement through the crowd. The BRP Bagani and BRP Mandarigma appeared on the horizon, their silhouettes bold and proud against the rising sun. These were not just ships, they were symbols of hope, strength, and national pride. The crowd erupted in cheers as the warships glided toward the harbor, their flags flying high. The sound of celebration echoed along the waterfront, uniting everyone in a moment of pure joy. It was a headline moment, broadcast across the nation and shared on every screen. The arrival of these ships was more than news. It was a source of inspiration and pride for millions. The nation stood together, hearts racing, as the Philippine Navy welcomed its most advanced warships yet. In that moment, every Filipino felt the weight of history and the promise of a brighter future. The arrival of the BRP Bagani and BRP Mandarigma was more than just a military event. It was a national celebration that brought together people from all walks of life. School children lined the streets, their voices rising in unison as they chanted the names of the new ships, their faces beaming with excitement and pride. Flags waved in the air, creating a sea of color and energy that swept through the crowd. Veterans, some of whom had served decades before, stood among the crowd and saluted, their hands trembling slightly. Tears glistened in their eyes as memories of their own service and sacrifice came rushing back, mingling with the hope they felt for the future. Local bands filled the air with stirring patriotic songs, their music carried by the salty breeze across the harbor. The melodies seemed to unite everyone present, echoing the pride and unity of the nation. Dock workers lined the piers, pausing from their daily routines. Some placed their hands over their hearts in silent tribute, while others eagerly snapped photos with their phones, wanting to capture this historic moment to share with loved ones. A military parade stood ready, uniforms crisp and polished, boots shining in the sunlight. The soldiers' discipline and pride were evident in every movement, reflecting the honor of the occasion. The ships moved gracefully into the harbor, guided by tugboats. On deck, sailors stood at attention, their posture rigid and eyes forward, embodying the spirit of service and dedication. As the warships docked, Navy officials stepped forward to greet them, offering bouquets of flowers and heartfelt speeches. The ceremony was filled with emotion, marking a new chapter in the nation's maritime history. The president's voice rang out over the loudspeakers, clear and resolute. He praised the courage, skill, and unwavering commitment of the men and women who would serve aboard these ships, reminding everyone of the sacrifices made for peace and security. The sense of pride was overwhelming, radiating through the crowd and reaching every corner of the bay. People smiled, waved flags, and embraced one another, united by a shared sense of accomplishment and hope. In that moment, everyone present understood. These ships were more than just metal and machinery. They stood as powerful symbols of hope, unity, and progress for the entire nation, inspiring dreams for a brighter future. What sets the Acero class apart from previous vessels? These warships are among the most advanced ever built for the Philippine Navy. Designed with the latest technology, they are fast, agile, and packed with high-tech systems that make them a force to be reckoned with. The BRP Bagani and BRP Mandurigma feature state-of-the-art radar and communication equipment. Their stealthy profiles make them hard to detect. They are armed with modern weaponry, including anti-ship missiles and rapid response guns. Advanced engines allow them to patrol vast distances without refueling. Inside, the ships are built for comfort and efficiency. Crews have access to the latest navigation tools, secure living quarters, and medical facilities for emergencies. The ships can operate in rough weather and dark nights, defending the nation's waters in any condition. With these new capabilities, the Navy can now respond faster and act smarter, protecting the Philippines like never before. The emotional impact of the new ships is profound. For the sailors who serve and for their families waiting at home, these vessels represent more than just military hardware. They are a source of hope, pride, and reassurance for the entire nation. From Luzon to Mindanao, Filipinos watched the news unfold with anticipation and felt a surge of pride. In living rooms, small shops, and even roadside eateries, people gathered around screens, their faces lighting up with excitement and admiration. Social media lit up with photos, heartfelt messages, and trending hashtags supporting the Navy. Filipinos from all walks of life shared their thoughts, expressing gratitude and encouragement for the men and women in uniform. For many, the Acero-class warships are proof that the Philippines is moving forward, embracing progress and innovation. These ships symbolize a new era of national confidence and capability. Families of Navy sailors felt pride and relief, knowing their loved ones would be safer and better equipped. The sense of security these ships bring is deeply personal for those with family members in service. Their loved ones would serve on ships, built with the best technology, stronger and safer than ever. The advanced features of these vessels mean that Filipino sailors can perform their duties with greater confidence and efficiency. Veterans and retired officers wrote letters to newspapers calling the arrival a new chapter in Philippine history. Many reflected on their own service, expressing pride in how far the Navy has come and hope for the future. Children in classrooms drew pictures of the warships, dreaming of one day becoming sailors themselves. Teachers used the moment to inspire lessons about patriotism, courage, and the importance of serving the country. Community leaders spoke of unity and resilience, using the ships as examples of what the nation can achieve when working together. They encouraged everyone to support the Navy and to take pride in this collective accomplishment. In towns and cities across the country, a shared sense of hope took root. Celebrations broke out, and people came together, united by a renewed belief in the nation's strength and potential. The Acero-class warships became a symbol, not just of strength, but of the Filipino spirit itself, a spirit defined by unity, resilience, and the unwavering hope for a brighter tomorrow. These ships are also a story of friendship between nations. The Acero class was designed by Israeli engineers, but built side by side with Filipino workers in local shipyards. This partnership brought together the best of both worlds, Israeli know-how and Filipino heart. The project created thousands of jobs and trained skilled workers in advanced shipbuilding techniques. Filipino welders, engineers, and technicians learned new skills, and many stayed on to continue building, repairing, and maintaining the Navy's fleet. Israeli experts shared their knowledge on everything from radar to navigation systems. Filipino designers added touches that made the ships feel like home. The partnership was more than business. It was a cultural exchange that built trust and respect. Thanks to this collaboration, the Philippines now has not only new ships, but also a stronger and smarter workforce, ready for future challenges. The BRP Bagani and BRP Mandarigma are more than war machines. Their missions will touch the lives of Filipinos every day. From patrolling the nation's vast coastlines to escorting fishermen in disputed waters, these ships will be on the front lines of protection. They will help secure vital resources, oil, gas, and fish, that support millions of Filipino families. The ships can quickly respond to smuggling, illegal fishing, and piracy, keeping the seas safe for everyone. But their role doesn't stop there. The Acero class is built for disaster response. When typhoons strike or floods hit coastal villages, these ships will bring food, medicine, and rescue teams. Their medical facilities can treat the injured, and their helicopters can reach the most remote islands. Every mission, whether in peace or crisis, proves that the new warships are true guardians of the nation, protecting not just territory, but lives and livelihoods. The arrival of the Acero-class ships has also jump-started the economy. Building these warships meant new contracts for suppliers, more work for local shipyards, and steady paychecks for thousands of Filipinos. Welders, electricians, and engineers all found new opportunities. Schools and universities have started new programs in marine engineering and technology. Young people see a future in shipbuilding and defense, inspiring them to study hard and dream big. Local industries are now more competitive, using lessons learned from working with Israeli partners. The project has also boosted confidence in the country's ability to build and maintain its own ships. This means less dependence on foreign help and more pride in Filipino skills. In the long run, the ships are more than a Navy asset. They are engines of growth, creating jobs and hope for the next generation. With the Acero-class ships in its fleet, the Philippine Navy stands stronger than ever. These warships give the country new ability to defend its waters and enforce its laws. No longer must the nation rely on second-hand vessels or foreign support. Now, the Philippines can patrol its islands, reefs, and fishing grounds with confidence. The Navy can deter threats, protect resources, and support allies in the region. The presence of these ships sends a clear message. The country is ready to stand up for itself. This new strength also means more respect on the world stage. Neighbors and partners see the Philippines as a capable and responsible maritime nation. The sense of independence is real, and it inspires pride from every corner of the archipelago. Sovereignty is not just a word, it is a promise kept, a dream realized, and a new chapter in the nation's story. As the day ended, families gathered along the bay to watch the ships at sunset. Children sat on their parents' shoulders, waving goodnight to the sailors on deck. The ship's lights sparkled on the water, casting long reflections toward the city. Old men spoke of the past, remembering times when the country had little to defend itself. Now, they said, there is hope for a safer, stronger future. Young people took photos, posting them online with messages of pride and unity. The air was filled with laughter and quiet conversations. The sight of the new warships, shining in the twilight, touched hearts across the nation. It was more than a military achievement. It was a symbol of what the Philippines can become when it stands together. As darkness fell, a new era began, one of unity, strength, and endless possibility for the Filipino people.